recorded in front of a live studio audience in Los Angeles, California.
Dude, check this out, man. Look at this.
Whoa, dude, check what I got.
What? Man, we're wrestling guys, and at the wrestling guy store,
You can be too.
The Wrestling Guy Store, located at 6085 State Street, Huntington Park, California, is 5 miles west of the Commerce Casino.
You want to get hardcore?
Greetings and salutations. It's your man CD, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels.
Yo, what's up? This is the Phil Am Flash TJP.
Hello, this is former 5-time WWE Women's Champion Melina.
Hello, it's the Killer Bay. The base there is, the base there was, the base there ever will be, the goddess of girl power, yours truly, Heather Monroe.
You want to get extreme?
Currently at home in Southern California, enjoying Southern California things. And one of the things out in Southern California that you can enjoy.
And from one homegrown LA person to another.
That's right. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I am talking directly to you. You are so welcome.
One of the things out in Southern California that you can enjoy is the Circle of Debate podcast.
This shout out is for the Circle of Debate podcast.
I wanted to let you guys know to watch the Circle of Debate podcast. I mean, they are based out of Los Angeles. These are my people.
I want to take a second to give a shout out to the Circle of Debate podcast because obviously one of the best podcasts around. And you know why? Because they have an eye for talent. They are a fan of moi.
Do both with this podcast. Circle of Debate, baby.
They're out here in Southern California giving you guys quality entertainment to listen to. So give them a listen. Tell them Christopher Daniels sent you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you so much for being a fan. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Heather Monroe. So what other credentials do you need for that? Anyways, just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. Love yous.
And I want to wish you guys the best. And I know you're going to do great, and I'm proud of you. Mwah! Sending you guys all the love in the world. And watch Circle of Debate podcast.
You want to be hardcore, you want to be extreme, tune the fuck in.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circle of Debate podcast. This is part 2 of episode 42. Once again, this is the host of Devious One IVC. Cracking up a cold one. It better be ice cold, the first Stone Cold, but I ain't Stone Cold, but I am a Devious One, though. And yes, we are back for part 2 here alongside Money Mike and also alongside with Mr. Elias Callis.
The Invisible Hand.
The Steamboat. The Don Steamboat.
The cutest in the world, of course.
Now, gotta pop this because we are talking about pro wrestling news and WWE and much more in Elimination Chamber. So now let's go on pro wrestling news. Now we did see this past Saturday with Impact No Surrender. I just want to give a shout out to the Dirty Heels podcast. Shout out to the League of Restored podcast. As they also as well, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't cover the pro wrestling information that you need, you can go to the Dirty Heels podcast as well. They also cover Impact, Ring of Honor, anything as well as possible besides, doing the AEW NXT or Ring of Honor or anything else. Go to them as well. Subscribe to their channel as well, to our Legal and Sporting podcast. And also if you guys want to know about MOW information, go to George Mackay and Lewis Carlin at Straight Talk Wrestling. Make sure you check them out as well. And also Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. They provide the best content for you as well. And also to the rest of our League of Extraordinary podcasts, Jonah from Rewind, Relive, Rewind, Relive, James at 90s Wrestling Podcast. And here we go! Jofo in the ring, of course, with Frank and Jeremy Prophet and Kyle Jofo as well. And also don't forget our other ones, Anthony, the Titan, turn your head to the Titantron. That's right, Anthony, and also to our brothers, the Backstage Brawl, Eric, Eric and Randy.
You can find them on Clubhouse if you got Clubhouse.
That's right. You can find them there as well. And also to the Ring Fanatics as well. And countered out with Mike and Tyler, they provide you the best. All of these podcasters that I mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, provide you the best, pro wrestling content as well as we do as well, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, as I was mentioning, No Surrender Impact. We did see the debut that the Forbidden Doors just opened, which we did see Juice Robinson, and Finley making their debut this past Tuesday on Impact. It was announced on Saturday. Made their debut, defeating Reno and Scum. Great to see them back. Now, like I said this in the archives before. Most of these individuals from New Japan or that lives in the States will be coming to these territories because they have the opportunity, because they live in Florida. And so these Forbidden Doors are opening more and more and more, as well as MLW's doors is opening, as well as I just want to remind everyone. But I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Money Mike say who opened these Forbidden Doors. Go ahead and take the floor.
Not who is the Forbidden Door? Mr. Tony Khan himself. He is the Forbidden Door. Somebody had to open him up to these ideas of, letting people in to AEW. He started with Don Callis. Now we have the Good Brothers. We had Kenta in there, but it all came down to convincing one guy, and that was Tony Khan. So I really think and I really believe when he says that he is the Forbidden Door.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Elias, MGC, Don Steamboat?
The cutest in the world, of course, and a god amongst insects. To Tony Khan, I gotta say to him is that he's not a carny like me, and of course, I manage, or I say I make history with the god of professional wrestling. But
that wasn't Don Callis? Don, what happened?
So, Ivan, can I talk about the two big crossovers I really want to point out? Would that be the time?
Absolutely, go right ahead.
Okay, so one of the things that happened recently in Japan at Pro Wrestling Noah was the Great Muta, Keiji Muto at, let's see, he's 60-something years old. He's about around the same age as Sting. Probably even more older. He is currently 58 years old. And
Sting is 62.
Yeah, Sting is 60. So, just a few years, give or take. And, he just became the Pro Wrestling Noah champion, Keiji Muto. And he, in an interview, said that he's open to taking that championship to Impact. So Impact has that open relationship with AEW. So we could see a few dream matches with Keiji Muto. Not only does he still got it. Exactly. Not only does he still got it, it's that he can make magic happen. He is one of the greatest. People still consider him is the greatest wrestler in the world. And one dream match, we could see Kenny Omega versus Keiji Muto, and that's going to be magical. Even Don Callis compares Keiji Muto to Kenny Omega. He said Kenny can move so well. He reminds me of the Great Muta in many ways. So that's that.
Tough on that one. Tough, but I'm swallowing that pill because it's like.
It's pretty inevitable, though, at this point, because Keiji Muto just said, I want to bring the Pro Wrestling Noah title to Impact. The former Impact champion, the former Pro Wrestling Noah champion, the only non-Japanese one was Eddie Edwards, who, we see on Impact Wrestling weekly.
Let me remind, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, go for it.
No, we'll continue, because I was going to say about the Forbidden Door thing. Let me remind people of this. And I said this in the archives. You guys can watch the archives on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen.
And on Spotify.
And on any audio platforms, which we want to thank everybody from the audio platforms for listening. Let me remind people, David Marquez was the one that opened those Forbidden Doors, okay?
Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh. David Marquez began creating United Wrestling Network. United Wrestling Network. Let me remind you guys, ladies and gentlemen, the meaning of that. It's just he united different promotions. He did have people from Impact, from AEW, from New Japan, from from GCW, from all other different promotions coming to his territory here in California, competing in a tournament for a title that still needs to be crowned. Which stay tuned and keep an eye on that, because you still have Chris Bone Dirty Dickerson versus Mike Bennett for that title in the finals. Keep an eye on that. We'll provide you updates once we get more updates on that. But yes, Marquez should be given credit, even though he said it himself on social media. Forbidden doors, me? Why? I mean, come on, man. You did open those doors. Just people don't recognize it. People do not recognize what you've done. I mean, I get the fact that, and I'm saying, and I mean this politely, not to no pun intended, but it's because the fact is that the name of the promotion is not high compared to AEW or Impact or anything. But in my eyes, yes, because I do love professional wrestling and I watch everything. And yes, I am a big fan of Championship Wrestling, United Wrestling Network, Championship Wrestling from Memphis, every single territory.
It's so many different people. Like AEW is like the center resting nest, or the airport, like O'Hare Airport. And all the people coming through that Forbidden Door, all the people that said yes, like in New Japan and Noah and DDT, even this, like they all are part of that, making it happen. Like here's Keiji Muto when he just won this past week at the first Pro Wrestling Noah event at the Budokan this past week.
Yeah,
there he is. But all right, you guys, this is a big one. This is a theory, because this is a theory based on the idea that history does not repeat itself. It rhymes, is what they say. Rather than
that.
Yes.
Lyrics.
No, yeah, he's very on point. Take it away.
So, Mike, I definitely, and I know Chris who left, he's gonna definitely hear this one. So, we talk about TV shows that wrestlers are a part of. I know. Ivan, you were talking about the Rock's TV show.
Yes.
Young Rock.
John Cena has a TV show on TBS that's going to premiere April 1st, 2021. Now stay with me here for this one.
Okay.
John Cena, April 1st, 2021. That's on TBS. That's the same network WCW Thunder used to air on. Now, Hulk Hogan's show, Thunder in Paradise, premiered March 25th, 1994. And the second episode of Thunder in Paradise was April 1st, 1994. Hulk Hogan left the WWF, well, E nowadays, but F at the time, to pursue focus on his acting and TV career, the same way John Cena said he would right now. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not wrestling right now. I'm focusing on movies and television. So about those time parallels, Hulk Hogan, that same year that Thunder in Paradise was on TNT, April 1st, 1994, March 25th, 1994, July 11th, a few months later, July 11th, 1994, WCW, Hulk Hogan made his debut on WCW programming on TNT. John Cena, TBS is still owned by the same network that owns TNT, Warner Entertainment. So if history rhymes rather than repeats itself, John Cena could show up on AEW program as either early as late June to mid-July, in addition to the Great Muta also appearing on AEW as well by way of Impact. And to add to it, there's also the eventual talks of Okada. But I'd say this all happening, but not as soon as this summer. I'd say once everybody's vaccinated by October is what I'm thinking.
That was you, Money Mike. What do you think about that?
Okay. A lot of interesting points here.
Parallels.
Yes.
Courtesy of George Mackay Conspiracy Theories.
I do like the idea of Well, first of all, I'm glad that John Cena is having the success that he's having. It couldn't be happening to a nicer guy. I feel in pro wrestling because I do feel that Cena did a great job carrying the WWE especially during that time where, he was the only real top guy. I feel, Lesnar left and, all that good stuff and, all that. Now, so there's history with him in WWE is what I'm saying. A history that is a huge bond between him and Vince McMahon. He went on Howard Stern and said, and then Howard Stern asked him, like, man, why are you giving Vince McMahon a cut of your movie revenue and, of your name, your real name? And he said he was fine with it, that he wouldn't be in this position without Vince McMahon. Okay. Now, as far as appearing in AEW Dynamite, of course, anything can happen. We've seen crazier things, but obviously not in a wrestling capacity, but maybe in appearance. He's already been name dropped in AEW, right, by the Acclaimed. It's going to be a tall order to get him on there because of his loyalty to Vince McMahon. And I'll say this, Hulk Hogan, between Hulk Hogan and John Cena, I honestly feel that because of the barriers that have been opened by The Rock, John Cena is well on his way to becoming, and already is really, a household name. So I really don't think that Cena is going to need to appear in AEW to promote his show. But I don't know. Obviously, I could be wrong, right? But hopefully I am wrong, and hopefully he comes out and FUs whoever, So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Thunder in Paradise ended that same year, 1994. That same year, Hulk Hogan appeared in WCW. This show, TBS Wipeout, it's like an obstacle course show. And one thing that really puzzles me is why John Cena would take this and offer to be on this network of all networks, because, but like NBC, CBS, there's so many other channels with as big of a star as John Cena is, in addition to movies that he could work on. So I'm surprised it's a Warner Entertainment show that he decides to work on, of all places. Maybe they did cut him the biggest check of them all. But, who knows what we'll see. Maybe it's rather than he doesn't need to, but does he want to? That's really the question.
One more thing to your point, that he was asked about he's been asked about WrestleMania 37. Mm-hmm. And he did say that he will not be at WrestleMania 37 because he has other commitments. So he is at that point where he's willing to put more priority to his movie career and his TV career more so than WWE, I would say. I feel like he is at that point, similar to how The Rock was, right?
And how Hogan was.
I guess, yeah, how Hogan was. So it's not too crazy, I guess, to kind of go with that idea. I hope you're right, Matt, because I do want to see that.
It will, in addition to the Great Muta being there, that's going to be the other big thing.
I want to see him and Okada. That's what I want to see.
Okada's also, he's an eventuality just on the very fact that this door is open, so.
This is definitely a lot of ventures that are able to come in fruition. But as of right now, there's barely these doors.
Let's wait for that pandemic.
It's better to wait than to jump the gun. Well, absolutely. We're able to go ahead and create. Yes, indeed. It's speculative, especially a lot of these matches.
These speculations are only possible.
Speculation.
In this era.
Yeah, we could do a lot of that. But you know what? We have to wait and see.
Wrestling, it'll be probably one of the biggest things since, like I've said before, Hogan and Rock. Like it's going to be the talk of the wrestling world if this does happen,
yes.
And the whole world, way more attention will be on the entire wrestling world if it does. Just the very fact that all these different people from all these different eras and all these different parts of the world are coming to AEW, You know, it's unbelievable. You know, once again, we've said it a gajillion times on the show. What a time to be a fan of professional wrestling.
Hell yeah. Amen to that, brother. And speaking of that, I mean, we're just, I want to go ahead and actually discuss, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just like, whew, which we are going to bring up a new concept. So keep an eye on our social medias. I'm not going to mention what it is yet, but if you guys have not seen Ring of Honor, I will recommend to go see it this past Monday. Oh my God. Just seeing the Foundation versus each other. The Foundation versus each other. Jesus Christ. That is professional wrestling right there. You watch that match. I highly recommend to watch that. Go back and watch that highlights on YouTube. Incredible. Loved it from the beginning to the end. And another one this past Tuesday as well. TJP versus Josh Alexander on Impact. Another instant classic match to watch. Highly recommended. I give them a round of applause to these two shows. They're doing a wonderful job. Also, MLW, they did Min Muertes, Savio, this on Filthy Island. Another incredible event that happened. You can watch that on YouTube right for free, right on YouTube, free, gratis, free. And also, just keep, if, like I said, you want more coverage at MLW, keep an eye on George Mackay and Louis Carden on Straight Talk Wrestling. They're going to provide you a lot more details, than we can. And also, now WWE, let's move on to WWE. Now, WWE is, we discussed about this before, if you guys don't recall, back in the archives, that they were speculations they were going to create another show for the developmental program. And then it looks like it is happening, because they had filmed NXT Evolved since they bought Evolve, the promotion, and now they're actually calling it NXT Evolved. Yes, this show is supposed to be pretty much focusing on their developmental talent that they signed. Their signees that has not been on TV exposure on NXT or 205 Live, or that have not been on TV as of late. So we do have Gabe, Spolozzi be involved, who was a former owner of Evolve. He's involved in this project, as well as Jeremy Borash. So I am looking forward to how they're going to go ahead and persuade this new concept. And I think my question is, and I think it's everybody's question, is where would they put this? Should this be on YouTube? So we do have AEW, MLW, Ring of Honor. We do have so many other pro wrestling content that are on these platforms for free. Should they put this on YouTube as well? So, Money Mike, do you agree of putting this new show NXT Evolved to be put on YouTube? Since the network is going on Peacock pretty soon, we're not that far away. So, I mean, should they put this on YouTube? Do you agree with that or not?
First of all, I do not like this whole Peacock thing.
None of us did, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's interesting. I do think, okay, me personally, me myself, I enjoy AEW Dark, BTE. The thing is, that those two have in common, and Sammy's blog, by the way, the thing that those three have in common is that they're on YouTube. They are quite accessible to everybody, right? WWE has the advantage that it already has a lot, millions upon millions, maybe even billions of views on their YouTube channel. So they could put it on YouTube. But here's the dangerous part, I would say, that it could get lost in the shuffle with all the other posts that they make, and all that like exclusives and whatnot on YouTube. So that could not help it. But I really don't think that they're going for viewership per se. In my opinion, the point of having a developmental promotion is to get new stars and to kind of, like I told David in the archive, like David Gomez, the wrestling guy, have that factory running, of wrestlers, and it starts with the developmental thing. So I do think that is the main point more so. But yeah, YouTube is a great spot. NXT Evolve is a great name. I actually like that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what new stars start their way there. Bow Wow.
Oh, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But like
I wanted to tell my Bow Wow story. Well, it's not that long.
Okay, but what this
Once we get to it,
yeah, NXT Evolved. What do you think about that?
I think I like seeing the actual developmental. Like AEW actually has their own developmental on their YouTube channel that I caught some of, and the great thing is it's really developmental from the very top to the bottom. It's not just wrestlers, it's the camera people, it's the referees, it's the timekeeper, the bell keeper, the the assistants, everybody, the agents, the managers, and of course what me and Ivan do, the commentary. The commentary even the commentary team is as well, in the developmental. So all from the very top to the bottom, every part of the production, it's the whole team. So whenever somebody retires or ages out, like, of course we love we love JR, but he's not going to be with us forever,
No, agreed. Well,
and he's at the very twilight of his career. So there's so many, color commentators take his place. And then Tony Schiavone, he's even the other half, he's a little bit younger maybe, but still, like definitely an elder statesman of it all. So just to all like the aging wrestlers, we have so many, people to be trained to, to come up. And it's kind of cool seeing them in their early days on YouTube, because it's hard to find like FCW and OVW and
because they don't. Vince has, the network hasn't even put anything about FCW and their art on their libraries. They barely put Smoky Mountain on the library. So it's like, I'm with you on that. It's difficult to find that. So it is an unfortunate with that.
Because it, like I said, the point is not to gather viewership like it is for NXT nowadays. It's to get the talent ready, both in and out of the ring.
I think the cool thing from a business standpoint, if I was an investor and I invested, because what you really do is you don't invest in products, you invest in people, and the invisible hand. It's a business.
Oh my God!
It's a it's a plan 20 years.
Don Callis, if you see this, take your long lost son, take him with you, and yes.
But it's training in the making, because you see people when they're young, and you see a future star there. You see a future star, and
where'd Matt go?
I don't know. Matt's gone. Now we got.
You see a future star, and to invest.
Don Steamboat. I don't know who's this guy. Don Steamboat.
To invest your product in. To invest your product in and invest money in, whether it's fruit roll-ups or beer. You see a new wrestler coming up to invest your product in, just like Bockwinkel and Heenan, one of the best things.
Oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Say the line.
Let's just go ahead and move on.
We don't make podcasts. We make history.
Well, and what else?
We're gods amongst insects.
Thank you. There you go. So let's move on now. Speaking of Bow Wow, yes, we did hear about Bow Wow. Actually, been tweeting all over social media, Twitter. He wants to train. He is actually training in Nox Pro with Rikishi, and it's very true. It's damn very true. And you know what? I don't knock it. If you guys haven't checked out Dirty Heels, once again, shout out to our brothers, League of Extraordinary. Check out on their podcast. They mentioned it about it. Did hear that why that they troll, like, I'm tired of everybody just giving shit about Bow Wow. Like, let celebrities, if they want to do it, let them do it. Okay, I'm with you on that. But the other ones, not for the money. Just don't come in here and just steal like 5 minutes of shame, of fame, 15 minutes just for you to show your face and do a puffy clothesline or a sock, while other people in the back are looking to get their 15 minutes of TV time to be recognized. That's the only thing I have against celebrities showing up into professional wrestling. That's the only thing I have against it. Other than that, Bow Wow, I give him a lot of respect. he's gonna pretty much suffer when he goes to that ring because Rikishi's not gonna go soft on him. He's gonna whoop his ass.
He's going through the whole trainee program.
Yeah, you just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean shit. You gotta go to the bottom and you're gonna get your ass whooped. And kudos to you, not cheers to you, man. You get the balls to do it. Got the balls. Good for you.
I'll say this: I've as a person who's actually worked with Bow Wow, as a person who, like, I was, for those who don't know, I used to be a background actor in Extra, and the show Bow Wow was a star of. It filmed over at CBS Radford in Burbank. It's the CSI Cyber that he was the star of. I get to the set early, like I guess around noontime. The production assistant, I'm looking for the bathroom. The production assistant points directly to a trailer just sitting by itself in the middle of the lot. I knock on the door and Bow Wow like comes face to face with me. It's like, yeah, what do you want? And I'm like, the bathroom's here, right? Oh, it's right over there. And then that's it. So I've been face to face with Bow Wow, and he just wears like, yeah, he wears boxers and a tank top, like in his trailer, just like whatever, like every day. He might, I can only imagine him wearing that to the ring as his ring gear.
Now let me ask you this: since you went one-on-one with Bow Wow, did you get like a intimidating sort of thing? Like, would he intimidate people in the ring, in your opinion?
I don't know. I'm not. I think he just seemed really confused. Was the energy I got from him? He just opened the door and he was like, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Because he was
maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, but I mean, I didn't see him in craft services with me snacking down.
Stay high.
Why do I feel like they're gonna put him with Riddle?
Bro,
I mean, if they get any more of his co-stars from CSI Cyber, Haley Kiyoko, if you're watching this, what's up?
I do want to say that I'm glad he's going to the best wrestling school in Southern California, in the Southland, Rikishi's school, because man, Rikishi, a Hall of Famer. He knows this man. This man knows what he's doing in the ring, and I've met Rikishi actually at Access. He is such a humble person, so I'm glad that Bow Wow chose that school.
I did it for The Rock. I did it.
If people don't understand why I'm laughing, I'm sorry. It's an inside joke. I do apologize.
I did it for The Rock.
That's all I can say. I'm not saying no more.
I did it for The Rock.
Okay, let's move on with that. Now, the last thing of pro wrestling news is I want to go ahead and cut off. So I want to move on to NXT Takeover very briefly. Now, before we move on to Takeover, a lot of new signees. Hey, I'm going to say this right now. Paul Levesque is making the moves as much as he can, and he's done an incredible job of doing it. He already signed 3 from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and future stars of wrestling up in Nevada. See, we signed Priscilla Kelly. We signed, Ilana Black and Lacey Ryan, who made her debut this past week on NXT, as Zoe Stark. So, kudos to her. Congratulations for her debut. Very impressive, and I loved it, of course. I give nothing but these 3 women the best in the future for them to come. 3 more are coming, ladies and gentlemen. We did see on NXT TakeOver, we did see L.A. Knight, which is formerly known as Eli Drake, who, by the way, is an NWA Tag Team Champion, but nobody realized that with JR Kratos. So what's up with that? I think you got to lose the belt. I think nobody goes back on the...
I think we're going to find out that pretty soon, Ivan.
Yeah, we'll find that out pretty soon. And also we have... And I called it. I said it here first. The time for the Impact. We talked about it in the archives about Impact last time. The show about Taya leaving. What did I say? When Dreamer said Stanford or Jacksonville, she was coming to WWE. You're gonna tell me she's gonna come to NXT and join her husband John Morrison? Of course she was. And now she is signed with NXT. And I'm hoping she should stay there. To not go to the main roster, you belong there. You're gonna make greatness in NXT with this women's roster, and I cannot wait to see how many dream matches I would love to see you have, Taya. And congratulations to you as well.
Did they change her name?
We don't know yet because she has not debuted. So we're still waiting for that. And also, they did sign Harlem Bravado. He's another independent circuit wrestler that he's very great, very talented as well. And there's a lot more signings still to have not been mentioned, but keep an eye on that. They will be. And but the biggest question everybody's asking, what's up with Taya? I mean, with Tessa? Tessa, this time, we don't know. Tessa has not made her decision of where she is going.
It's a mistake.
If all we know is that she could lie more on NXT. I believe Mike and we discussed about this in the article as well. She does belong there because of the discipline prior, because of her actions that we just done, in her past. And I think NXT is best fit. The fact is to discipline her and have her get you to start from the bottom.
I'll say Vince knows how to use controversial characters and like protect them because he gets to do whatever he wants. Vince doesn't sink to the pressure of Twitter or the internet or cancel culture because Vince does whatever the hell he wants. So if Tessa gets a lot of heat for being accused of something, Vince says, "Oh, I don't care about them. I'm going to do what I want with Tessa." Yeah. So,
and just one word, which he brought to my attention. One more last thing that I forgot to touch on is also a lot of speculations and rumores. Then, of course, Papa Vinny is giving up on Alistair and Andrade. Looks like they're not. It's no way.
Come back to CMLL, you guys.
I think that they both should go to Spec CMLL. If that's the case, like I just want to say this. I want to get it on my chest with my. Fuck you, you Bugs Bunny looking piece of shit for not. And I'm talking about Kevin Dunn for not paying attention to these two stars.
Does he still works there, right?
He's a fucking main. He's a main guy. Though, like this guy's not a star.
Well, you know what we say about Stanford Stooges. He's
the worst Stanford Stooges. But yes, it just okay.
Yeah, because they make wrestling. It
is unfortunate that these individuals are not being. Sorry, Don. Look, Don, please.
Talk some sense into the people, please.
Exactly. Kevin Dunn was always a Stamford Stooge all the years I knew him, working on Raw in Stamford at the time. Terrible weather, nothing compared to Winnipeg, of course.
Well, yeah, Money Mike. What the hell? What's up, man? What's up with this shit? What is going on? Why they're not focusing on these two talents that are incredible?
Man. If I'm Triple H, I would be so frustrated. You build stars, you put time into them, care, you make them into the stars that you wish they could be in the main roster, and then Papa Vinny and Bugs. They just
Bucky Beaver.
There you go. Yes. It's a shame. The hard work and time that Triple H puts into these people is just, Keith Lee, another one. What's going on in there, right? And congratulations, by the way, with his engagement and all. But yeah, I mean, my goodness, the names of these people just goes on and kind of makes NXT the place to be, right? So I feel like I'll say it a million times now. Vince, hand over the keys to Paul Levesque, get Dunn out of there, and let Trips take over.
Yeah, fuck Kevin Dunn, get him out of there. Brucey, go back to
he can go too.
Oh no, he's gonna go back to something to wrestle with. So go back with Conrad Thompson.
Bruce. All he has is pretty much is a podcast. He just makes a podcast.
I mean, he's great at telling stories.
He's an insect, if I'll say.
He's great at telling stories, but
he's not worthy of the god of pro wrestling, of course.
Of course.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on now with NXT Takeover very briefly. I'm not going to go to each individuals because I'm not trying to waste enough time. We got a lot of coverage coming up at this moment. NXT overall, Avengers Day was incredible. Every match was fucking 5 beers, probably more than that. All of them. The highlight of the night, I would say, will be There's Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, there's Bucky Beaver
There's
right
Bucky
there.
Beaver right there. So yes, definitely Kushida Gargano. Whoo, incredible match. The Dusty Classic. Congratulations to MXK, which is formerly known as the Rascals. They made it incredible. They wowed me in that match. Loved it. I was going for Grizzly Young Veterans, but this was a shocking that Paul Levesque went to turn out on this side. Loved it. Incredible. Did enjoy the women's one as well. Congratulations to Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai making history, being the first women's winning the Dusty Classic. And also congrats to the men as well of the NXT World Championship, Pete Dunne and Finn Balor. Great match. I enjoyed it. And that was a great match between both of them, back and forth. That's a straight European fucking style professional wrestling scene, both of them. And a mixture of Japanese style, too. There was just a lot of it. Yes, I do pay attention to a lot of the details of it. Unfortunately, I know Eric from Backstage Brawls is about to watch this, but yeah, brother, Undisputed Era is done, man. It's done. It's done. It's done. Whatever hand signal. It's over. The breakup. Done. It is over. Delete. It was bound to happen, ladies and gentlemen, that the breakup was going to happen. There's nothing
really in the singles field. So many of them have a singles competitor right ahead of them.
Agreed. And not only that, but also Matt will also remind you, he's going to agree with me on this, remind you that Kyle O'Reilly had the greatest, phenomenal
Ring of Honor champion.
Ring of Honor against Adam Cole. One of the greatest matches. Now with this, I'm saying this right now, is with the Undisputed breakup, it was bound to happen. It was about that time for these individuals to go all their separate ways. It was going to happen. Of course, we wanted them to come back together, be the four horsemen of this future era, to go up there to the main roster, destroy everybody. But sorry, Papa. This is the way it had to happen. And I don't mind it. I feel it's the right move. The only wrong move that I disagree is that they better not put Finn Balor in that picture for that title. Should not be three-way. Shouldn't be. This should be Karrion Kross now moving forward, going towards Finn Balor, or have a triple threat with Pete Dunne. That'll be a match to see. I don't want to see an Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Finn Balor triple threat match. I want to see Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross versus Pete Dunne before NXT Takeover for that. That's what I want to see before Mania.
I know who Adam Cole should face instead.
Kyle O'Reilly's gonna face, of course.
Oh, but other than that, eventually, let me talk to you. Yeah. My name isn't Eli Drake. Yeah. Well, let me put it to you like this, Ivan.
L.A. Knight.
Let me talk to you.
But yeah, I mean,
that's not an insult. It's just a fact of life.
Go ahead, MGC. How did you feel about the takeover and the breakup of Undisputed Era? How did you feel about it?
It's like I think other than Cornette, a few other people have said this phrase: "How can we miss you if you won't go away?" Sometimes you can't eat the same food every day. I know I'm not one of those people who can eat the same food every day all the time. I mean, I said it. I touched on this with Moxley. I need to change up my diet. I'm not one of those people who eats the same thing every day. If you have somebody like that running your programming, imagine oh yeah, Undisputed Era for 20 years straight. There's nothing to miss if you won't go away. Yeah. So, I mean, when DX came back, everybody was excited. When NWO came back, everybody was excited. You come back, every so often. You go away every so often. So you need a little bit of that spacing apart. And just once again, these guys really shine as of course, Red Dragon was their past history and Ring of Honor, the Red Dragon stuff. But the Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, just that magic. It's
gonna be magic in NXT. I guarantee you that. That's for sure.
I know. In my opinion, Eli Drake is one of my favorite promos, and kind of seeing him up against some of the Undisputed Era guys is going to be very fun to see, and makes me very excited to watch NXT just to see see Eli Drake mix it up with them. See LA Knight, because he's named after those light up shoes from the 90s. That's really that's you didn't know? Did you know that? You didn't know that, Ivan?
No. Yes.
Mike, did you know?
I researched it, and I'm like, I forgot about this shit.
And Eli Drake picked that.
I totally forgot about those shoes. I want some now.
So I owned a pair too, but Eli Drake is a sneakerhead. Eli Drake is a straight up sneakerhead because he had a promo. It was like, you see this jacket. World. You see these shoes? Shoes of a champion. You see this jacket? Shoes of a champion. And he was drunk when he was doing that promo. So
tell everybody where you can find those shoes, bro. Tell everybody.
You could find them in my hand-me-down box in my garage from when I was 7 years old. That's where you could find them. Along with, it's got my Power Ranger shirt. It's wrapped up in my Power Ranger shirt and some of my pirate toys and my Michael Jackson cassette tape. But Eli Drake is a huge sneakerhead, so that's the whole reason why I picked that name. I can't wait to hear Cornette's reactions. Like, he's named after a goddamn shoe. Like,
I can't wait either. I cannot wait.
LA Knight, light up shoes. See these light up shoes? Shoes of a champion.
Money Mike, the floor is yours on Takeover Vengeance Day. Give it away.
Listen to me. NXT is the place to be because it's always must see. Yes. Now, sidebar. There. Oh goodness, where are my sunglasses?
Right at the same time we put it on, dude.
Okay. On top of my glasses. So, Don Callis. Gods among insects. Now, NXT deserves a lot of credit, man. It's a team effort, and I actually don't know who has more people in their roster. Does NXT or the main roster? Like it's Raw or SmackDown individually, because it seems that with the amount of people that NXT has, they're able to make such a great show. Takeover is always a great show, and I put that against Elimination Chamber that this Sunday, that they only have a few matches planned and they don't have the full card yet. It's just bleh. But yeah, I did watch Vengeance Day. Definitely a great show. The whole surprise at the end there, I do think that it was either break them up or send them to the main roster, because by breaking them up, it gives them kind of a longevity into another storyline that they could explore and visit. But I do feel that it would be a good idea ride this wave of them separate, and if it's if it calls for it, when they're ready to go to the main roster, then they could go together, have them make up right before leaving NXT, and then so that could happen, right? But yeah, so we'll see how that goes, and yeah, there you go.
There we have it. I love it. There you go.
It's definitely a very interesting concept, of course.
But I'm going to say this, though, that which I forgot. I think for me, like I said, Kushida Gargano, loved that. I think that was, for the first time in history that people don't understand. I think Matt understands as well what I'm about to say. But you have two individuals that never met with each other physically in the chemistry, in, Japanese strong style and Gargano style of professional wrestling.
Mr. Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling.
Johnny Wrestling. Loved it to the top to bottom. I don't care who won or who lost. That match overall won me over. We all wanted Kushida to win. The reason why I'm bringing this subject right quick before we move forward with Elimination Chamber, I want to go ahead and speak about this because Brother Bo from Dirty Heels podcast brought this up, and I'm bringing this up because it brought my attention. He was just mad that Kushida didn't win, but he did say there is not going to be another Nakamura and Asuka in NXT or in the main roster. So, Kofi Winston was like, what do you mean? Like, you still have Xia Li, you still have Io Shirai, you still have Kushida, you still have Boa.
They're their own people.
I was going to say, exactly. I get that point. Of course, they're not going to be another Nakamura and Asuka because they're their own. They define themselves 100%. Kushida's going to be his next Kushida. I remind you that Kushida's credentials compared to Nakamura's is very different. They both come from Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kushida never competed in the heavyweight in the IWGP heavyweight.
Specialize in that light heavyweight style, that fast, flurry.
But different character. You have a Michael Jackson style and a time splitter from Back to the Future character. So different. They're going to make their own names, but never say that they were going to, like, if you're referencing that no one could be a star quality as them, I disagree. There will be. Io Shirai will be there. Kushida will be there. And Xia Li, everybody else will be there. Don't be surprised to see Kushida and Io Shirai moving to the main roster. So not be surprised if you see that happen because it will happen. But I'd rather have them on SmackDown. I want it right now. Damn it, Vinny. Give me Asuka and Io Shirai at Mania. Give me that match. That's all I want to see. Give me that match. I don't care if it's for the belt or without the belt, but I want it. I want to see that match. We all need to see it.
You'll probably get it on main event.
Oh my God! Hopefully, hopefully not.
Well, but I'll say it won't. It's all about the timing when they get the timing right.
That's the only thing I got to debate about it when it comes to that. Like, I could agree there isn't another Nakamura or Asuka. But if you're referring as their characters, no. But if you're referring like the way how they are, there's nobody like any other, like I said, excuse me, no pun intended, like Asian, wrestlers, Japanese wrestlers. You're wrong. They could be there.
Ivan, there's something I didn't mention though, because I talked about a little bit before the show. The guy in the chair is starting to become less kind of scary and cool, and more just kind
of mellow, right?
No, just kind of fun, just ridiculous. Because he's like, imagine this is the chair, and Xia Li is like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm sorry I disappointed you. Fuck you. And then the chair just flies. The chair just goes forward.
This is like some Star Wars shit, like some.
Yeah, he's like, it's like Professor X, Emperor Palpatine. Just, it's so campy, That's why it's like something out of like a B kung fu movie. It's like Fu Manchu in the chair, like, you fucked up. And the chair just floats away, like that guy from Metalocalypse. You can't go.
So let's go ahead and move on. Was NXT this past week? I'm not gonna go ahead and touch every match because we are running out of time. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna touch to Elimination Chamber. Everything else was great. Everything was not a bad, after post NXT Takeover. Everything was good. It was good to see. Great, I would say great opening match between Candice and Indy versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. That was a great match. Even though that, Shotzi and Ember won because they got distracted with Austin Theory being kidnapped on this past Sunday by Dexter Lumis, and the van showed up, so they were distracted by that. The Pat McAfee segment, yes, hashtag Pat McAfee was right about Adam Cole. Okay, yeah, we'll give you that. We'll let you have it. Isaiah Scott versus Leon Ruff was not a bad match either. I love these two individuals going at it. I'm glad they're getting the TV exposure we're supposed to get, and I'm hoping we see more of it. Kaden Carter, Caddy Cardiano defeating Aaliyah and Jesse Duke. Of course, it just sucks seeing these women going through this, and then the whole Xia Li. I don't know, man. I'm loving, in a way, I'm just curious about this character, Shia LaBeouf being like, yeah, I just like, I don't, this is like, this is right.
You disappointed me.
I think I said it before. It reminded me of Rush Hour. I think it's kind of like Rush Hour.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be like,
that's what kind of reminds me.
Are you deaf? No, I am blind.
No, you was blind.
Yeah.
No, me. I'm me. No, I'm you. No, I'm you. He's me. Me, you.
You was blind.
I'm sorry. I love that movie.
We're gonna see that shit all over again.
I'm gonna watch it after the year.
Wait, what movie is that?
Rush
Hour 3.
I have not seen any of them. So.
What?
I gotta check those out.
It's the greatest way to kill an hour.
Okay, you know what? I'm putting my glasses back on.
Uh-oh.
You have not seen it?
Well, of course, you got no, Ivan. You have to do the voice.
I can't do the voice, man.
You gotta when you watch Rush.
Jesus, this is God amongst insects here. You have to understand.
You have to watch Rush Hour. When you watch Rush Hour 3, you make history. We don't make wrestling. We make history.
We make history. Mr. Lopez, we make your history. You need to watch Rush Hour.
When you watch Rush Hour 3, it's just like Great Muda at the Tokyo Dome. With Kenny Omega. I'll be back again for AEW and for Impact Wrestling and New Japan when I'm on commentary with Kevin Kelly, of course, here in New Japan.
And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, we had the presentation of the Dusty Classic for the women, men's, and women's. We did have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax coming out. This is a segment that I did love. I know people did not like it, but I did. MSK was right there with Beth Phoenix eating popcorn, and all you see is Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai going at it with Nia and Shayna. And the last segment was obviously when
Cool segment, by the way. I actually enjoyed Raquel's promo there.
I loved it too. It was like, oh, be careful, hermosa, because I'm gonna take this boot, shove it up your hole, that you can't get it out. And I just see one of the people from MSK on the floor, like just I couldn't stop laughing because he just like chopped the popcorn. And just I couldn't stop laughing.
The best reaction.
I think that was the best reaction that I love because my hole. But Raquel, I love that you did a great job.
Did you guys talk about the whole thing? Oh yeah, we did last week.
We did last week.
Yeah, what's his name from Even Stevens with the movie Holes?
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. He should be your tag team partner now. He could rap.
And then we did see Tyler Russ and Kushida. Remind you, Russ Tyler. We a former New Japan native and also a former championship wrestling. Great match, by the way. Did love that. That's another thing. People don't understand that. I'm glad that people are especially in WWE territory, is getting to know Japan's strong style, especially from Kushida or former native like Tyler Russ. Man, they know these strong style. You think you may know it all? No, you don't. You do not know it all at all. That match was incredible, even though it was short, but watch it. I highly recommend it. And also, we did see Zoe Stark, the debut of Lacey Ryan, formerly from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And that was a great job for her as well, winning her first match. And Shawn Michaels, everybody else on Twitter did apply. I'm looking forward to her future. So am I. And I'm rooting for you, Lacey. I'm rooting for you, Zoe Stark. So congratulations. I'm happy for you. Been supportive of you since you were in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And I'm glad you're getting your recognition. Well deserved. In the main event match, we did see Pete Dunne with Orkin and Birch defeating Finn Balor and Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. We did see ended up Adam Cole making interference, super kicking Kyle O'Reilly, brain busting in the steel chair, and then Finn Balor kicking Roderick Strong by accident, thought it was somebody else, got the bitter end from Pete Dunne, and it was over. The aftermath, off the air, I guess it was a work. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Kyle O'Reilly had a seizure." Like, no, it was a work. Kyle O'Reilly didn't tweet it the next day. That he did say, "You know what? I'm fine, guys. It's just a work." He is diabetic, so everybody was concerned because you're having a seizure off the air. That's a big, major no-no. Like, oh shit, it's scary, especially you're diabetic. Then that's like the scariest part of the world. So I mean, I know that, and I really do know that. So now let's go ahead and, like I said, I apologize for trying to rush this quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on now with the Elimination Chamber. Now I'm gonna go with what Mike said. It's not intriguing the fact that there's not much matches announced. There's not a lot of things are changing, and I'm gonna say why. I'm not saying that I'm fucking Uncle Seltzer or I'm fucking his sidekick piece of shit. Alva, I can't even say his last name because then I get
Jessica Alba.
I get in trouble. I say the "es" at the end, so I don't want to say it. Yeah,
Ryan.
I got in
Ryan
trouble.
Alba. Ryan Alba.
Yeah.
Jessica Alba's younger brother.
You can say that, but yeah,
Dark Angel.
But all I'm saying is that they're doing this on purpose. I've been saying it. That's what they've been waiting for Edge. Why they're waiting for Edge to decide who's he gonna pick. It's the same with this Sunday. They want everybody to be like, okay, maybe we're not gonna see an Elimination Chamber. Let's see what's going on. Oh shit, this is going on. Let me network. Boom, boom, boom. They're gonna tune in. They purposely are doing this because your Poppy Bruce. He's not stupid. He knows his pot. He's been in the podcast world just like we are. He knows the Seltzers. He knows the Alvas. He knows the Wellers. He knows
the corned beef.
The corned beef. He knows everything. That these guys will jump the gun, and he knows there's people within the company that will get paid a lump sum of money just as a report. Oh, this is what's going to happen. So. They're not doing that anymore. So I'll give them kudos to that. They're being smart of holding off of what they're gonna do and potentially do. Smart move, like it. But yes, you are gonna lose viewers. You are gonna lose people that are not gonna be intrigued of seeing your pay-per-view coming this Sunday. But then again, it does because you want to know what's gonna happen. You got to tune in. It's like you got to tune in at Raw. You got to tune in tonight on Smackdown later on tonight. Yes, this is the morning time, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, you're going to be watching this nighttime. So is it going to get you intrigued? You tell me. I mean, I can name you the matches very quickly. We do have a Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston in the Elimination Chamber for the world title. Do have Asuka. She's not fighting Lacey Evans. We don't know what's going to happen now. So that's out of the picture. Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle for the U.S. title. We do have Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, which, by the way, Nakamura should have been in that fucking chamber. It should not be Jey Uso. And the winner of that will face the winner of that Elimination Chamber. So by far, you only have those matches announced.
Wait, the winner of that match
will face Roman Reigns.
Okay.
That same night.
Gotcha.
For the Universal title. So, talk to me, Money Mike. Are you? I know you don't sound intrigued. You tell me. You're not, are you?
No, not at all. Okay. Drew McIntyre is not going to lose the WWE Championship. No, that's not going to happen. I mean, hopefully, and this is wishful thinking, and I know the internet community doesn't want this, but what would make up for that is if The Miz cashes in as soon as they lift up the chamber. I would like to see that. Because I don't know. I'm tired of.
Have they done that with the Elimination Chamber before? Somebody cash in?
Edge, the first one. Yeah.
New Year's Revolution.
Yeah, New Year's Revolution. As soon as they lifted the chamber, he came out and took the title from Cena. Okay. So this Smackdown match, Smackdown Elimination Chamber, it's not a matter of who wins and challenges Roman Reigns. It's a matter of who wins and loses to Roman Reigns, because whoever wins that Elimination Chamber is not going to beat Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. That's not going to happen. No. So, you know, it's too predictable, man. It's just, and that's what I don't like. I don't like that it's predictable, and the results that are predictable are not that appealing. The whole Edge situation, I don't know. I'm guessing it's going to be Roman Reigns, and I don't know if it's going to happen that night that he's going to decide or later on. But, not intrigued. That's all.
Don Steamboat. I'm pretty sure you feel the same way.
Well, you know the thing about the Stooges in Stamford. Sometimes they try the same old idea over and over again, but that's all insects do. They can't understand Tolstoy any more than they understand Toy Story.
Love that. I love that.
So there's only so much that their little pea brains could handle compared to the history me and the cleaner make on a regular basis. But I'll tell you this, that the specialty with the Elimination Chamber, Eric Bischoff, the time that he has a thinking up the Elimination Chamber. He's got a few magical things up his sleeve, but who knows? I mean, we've seen it a million times before. I mean, the Stooges in Stamford, you might as well do another Tough Enough episode, air a rerun of that for all I care.
Which season?
Hell, I didn't know there was more than one episode, if you ask me.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Jesus. I love it. I love this. Don Elias Matthew Steamboat Callis, ladies and gentlemen.
The cutest in the world.
I don't
motherfuckers.
Oh, wow.
I'm a little bit of I'm both Maki. I'm Don Ito. I don't have the pigtails to add to it.
Oh my God, Don Ito.
You know what? I don't make J-pop music. I make history. I am the cutest in the world, and I am the queen of love and piss. I mean, I'm the god of love and piss. I'm the deity of shit, of course, and I make history.
By the way, speaking of music and making music, Matt's band T-Gum, you can check it out on Spotify. They have a track on.
They don't just make music; they make history.
That is right. You heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen. If you to our audio platforms listeners,
and the band is actually called the Gods of Music, T-Gum. They're gods amongst insects, of course, and maybe we could do a song for Kenny Omega.
Now I kind of figure out why you call your band T-Gum, because you are a fucking Don Callis. What the fuck?
Yeah. I could be the Don Callis.
What a coincidence that you ended up calling your band T-Gum because of that.
And it's been called T-Gum for 5 years now. I thought it's several years in the making, just like me and Kenny Omega being 23 years in the making.
For God's sake, Matt, you're not even 30 years old yet. Relax.
I'm 32, of course, but Don Callis is a lot older.
Well, I mean, you're T-Gum.
And I am the vessel that contains Don Callis.
Now you're Matt Hardy.
He's the vessel. And now he's Matt Hardy. Big money Matt. There you go. He's big money.
Oh my goodness.
There's only so much money, but I don't make money. I make history.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for tuning in here for episode 42 and part 2. We're having a great time, and yes,
be sure to tune into Access TV Impact. You can see all of my talent there.
Okay,
Bruce, Rich Swan, but we know who the best is, of course.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in once again for episode 42, part 2. Yes, don't not forget that this Sunday we will be having our top 5 picks of the week for week 42, 42, as we choose the top 5 worst pay-per-views. And keep an eye on that spin. You just make sure you keep an eye on that. The wheel of picks.
The
wheel of picks, or what should we call it?
Yes.
Or the wheel of wrestling. Or the wheel of picks, should we call it? What do you guys should we call it? I mean, you comment below, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Wheel of wrestling.
What should we call our wheel?
How about the wheel of history? Of course.
Okay.
Don, please.
Don, relax. You gotta relax. Don.
The wheel of gods of wrestling.
Nah, you want me to come on with Bret Hart right here, man. No, I'll come
Well,
on.
Brett is a
The
great.
ethics of the execution. It tells you the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
I'll say Canada. I say Calgary is a great city in Canada, but nothing compares to Winnipeg. And
You're kidding? No, don't start. Okay, you know what?
Winnipeg.
Don't not let Frank Jofo and everybody else see this because they are gonna get mad, bro.
Play this clip to Jofo.
Oh yeah. Frank and Kyle
Well,
and Jeremy.
I guess they'll have to take it up with Don, which is, of course. But the proof is in the pudding when it comes down to it.
So there you go. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to tune in on this Sunday. Our top 5 picks of the week, worst pay-per-views. And yes, what we're saying is give us a name for our wheel of picks. If you have a name for it, comment right below. Let us know so then we can be like, okay, hey, if you do, then we do have a little special surprise. So you never know. Just for you. And then also, we do have a lot of upcoming announcements that are going to be coming pretty soon in March. Not gonna announce for next week, but in March we will be having a lot of new announcements, a lot of new concept, a lot of new content that we'll be providing to you. So stay tuned for episode 43 where we will discuss about those content we'll be having. And also want to go ahead and thank everyone as well from our audio platforms, to Spotify, Anchor, to Breaker, to Apple Podcasts, to Pocket Cast, and to so much more, and Podbean as well. Thank you guys for listening to our audio platforms. Thank you to all over the world, especially Germany, who are now listening to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And Italia.
And you get a lot of great spaghetti at Hometown Buffet where they don't just make food.
No, Marcus and I, we already had a discussion on Facebook. I said, Hometown Buffet. No, not Hometown. No, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Olive Garden.
Golden Corral, though.
They make history at Hometown Buffet.
Yeah.
Okay, they do make history, ladies and gentlemen, but nothing like Golden Corral, because Golden Corral,
the Golden Lovers, Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega at Golden Corral.
Well, that's going to be you and Chris pretty soon.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies to keep you for waiting. But yes, don't forget in episode 43, we'll be discussing about the aftermath of the Elimination Chamber, the past week, this past week, next week's of NXT AEW Dynamite, and much pro wrestling news. So stay tuned for that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the host, Devious One I've C, with my other host, with my other brothers, the West, the faction, D-Generation West, which is the King of Sting, the man with the plan, Money Mike Lopez. He's everything, bro. He is the renaissance of professional wrestling podcasts. He is. And also, we have the Callus, the Elias, the Steamboats, the Hardys, the Money Mats, the Hometown Buffet owners.
Yes, of course.
To the Okadas, to the Tanahashi, to the Itos.
6-star matches.
Hey, Mark, you care to do little Ito?
I'm the one who gave it the 6-star, not Seltzer, of course. It's always me, because it's all part of the plan. We make history on Circle of Debate. We don't make a podcast. We make history.
And they have it right there, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on Sunday. Top 5.
On Sunday, of course.